I've been trying to find the best position for the last 15 minutes because I'm filming with my phone and it's the back camera for the better quality and I can't see myself, so and I'm wearing glasses, which is, I don't know why, maybe I wanted to look nerdy. Growing up, I have been watching so many shows, I've been reading so many books, and all of them, in almost all of them, I have been in love with a bunch of the characters. I had favorite daddy characters, I had my favorite even mommy characters. I've had characters that I felt like would make really good friends. And then, obviously, that's what we're here for, you know what I'm saying? I have had people that I've just fallen in love with, like flatly in love. I have pictured lives with these people. I'm not gonna tell you who they are, or maybe I am, I don't know, but it seems irrelevant. But I'm pretty sure we've all been there. Especially when they're written by women, but also not just by women. I think that once a writer or just like a showrunner or something kind of realizes what people are looking for, they end up writing really good characters. I don't think that all of my favorite characters or favorite fictional men are written by women, but some men are smart enough to know what female audiences want, so they're like, let's give him this and let's give him that, and voila, you got a perfect fictional man right there for you. So if you are one of these people, if you're one of us and you've stumbled across this video, stay, because this is for you and this is for me. This is for you and I, you and I, okay? Logically speaking, I think that we have been lonely children, and not in a bad way necessarily, just in a matter-of-fact way, if you will. Like, I'm not saying, oh, we were really sad children, we had no one to play with. Like, maybe it's sad, but maybe it's not sad necessarily. Maybe it's just that we were on our own. Most of the people who read or like get too invested in a show or something are going for it because of escapism. And if you already have like a bunch of friends who get you and you don't feel lonely, I don't think escapism is exactly what you would look for. Those children or those kids, they just want someone who would get them. And those children grow up to be people like us. Before the age of internet, I don't think a lot of us would find one another, and because of that, like we now see book talk or booktube, or not just books, everything. Because of internet, fans have found each other and they've grown a community, they've grown something called Wattpad, just, fandoms. But before that, when we were kids, when we were little, internet wasn't as active as it is now, if it was even a thing. So I personally, I would think that I'm the only person who just doesn't get it. Like I could never make friends. Like I remember one time I was like 6 or 5 or something. I went to a group of girls my age, and I just straight up stood up to her and I was like, "Will you play with me?" And the girl was like, "No." I mean, why? Why would you not do that? To this day, I don't know if I did something wrong, or that girl was just mean, or that she just didn't like me. I don't know, but I was like that. I could never make friends. After a while, I just stopped trying. I was like, "Ugh, you don't get me, like shallow people." But now I'm like, they're not shallow people. They're just different people than us. And the meaning and the happiness that we find in fiction, and specifically fictional characters or men, they don't. It's just that people like us are the ones who write those books or write those characters. They are the ones who create them, which is the same as what we want. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's spread it out, okay? So for example, I have these standards, and I know a lot of people do. So when I'm trying to write a book, I put those standards inside a fictional man, and I'm like, "Here you go, consume it." And people like me, who are my audience, are gonna love that. Now, does that mean that fictional men are always going to stay fictional and there's no way that they can be real? I have the weirdest feeling that I'm not recording, so let me just check. Thank God I was recording. Okay, where was I? Do we think that they can never be real? And they're like too dreamy, too good to be true? Well, I mean, I'm not one to talk because I'm only 21 and I've had my fair share of relationships so far, but I don't think that I can generally speak for all men out there. But to my experience, mostly yes. Mostly what you see in fictional men is not going to come true. And I have a reason for that. Men and women have a different brain, and many of our conflicts come out of that. It's because a woman's brain works a lot, I don't know, in more detail than a man's does. Like, we're like, "Why didn't you think of this? Why didn't you think of that? Why didn't you," like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you understand exactly what I meant or what I wanted, what I felt? And men are just simple thinkers. They're just like, "You tell me this, I understand. If you don't tell me this, I don't understand." And that's it. Yes, maybe some men try to come out of that shell and understand you better. Maybe some of them practice. I don't know. But normally they're like this. But a fictional man who is written to be compelling, to be appealing to women, thinks like a woman. They can read your mind. They will go out of their ways to just do what you needed on that exact moment. They will know what you mean. They will know what you want. They will know what you don't want. They'll always be there. It's like they don't have a man's brain. They have a woman's brain. That's why if you look for a fictional man, you won't find one, because men are not built like that. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I'm not saying that men are trash just because they're not fictional. Like, fictional women have wibbly wobbly boobs, and when they walk, there's earthquakes all around because of how heavy their breasts are or something. They're not real. But okay, all jokes aside, I was clearly joking about that one. But what I'm saying is that getting too caught up in a fictional man, or not just fictional man, God, just fictional characters and fictional worlds just gets us out of reality, because reality is mostly black and white, and even if it has colors, they're probably just boring, bland colors. But in fiction, we have these gorgeous, bold colors that you can't really find in the reality. When us girls read something and we're like, ah, I wish I had a boyfriend like Aaron Warner. But the truth is, Aaron Warner is made up by a woman who would think that this kind of boyfriend would be perfect for a girl. It's just not how it is, because real boys out there are people, and people are not made to please women or to please readers or anything. They're men, they have their flaws, and that's as good as you would get. Even the greatest man alive cannot compete with a fictional man because they're just cut out picture perfect, and you can never find them in reality. Does this mean real men are trash? Absolutely not. But does that mean that we have to lower our standards just because we can't find them? No, you can keep trying. Men, listen to me. You can keep trying, and we can keep looking. Because everyone deserves the best, and maybe one day, I don't know, maybe one day a perfect book boyfriend walks out of the pages and marries me. Who knows? Who knows? You know what you're supposed to do if you enjoy this type of content, or just me, if you enjoy me, subscribe so you can enjoy more of me, or give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you next week, hopefully.